Hey everybody, it's Deja from CrochetEverAfter.com again. Today we're going to talk about how to create a straight seam when working in the round. Now, have you ever created a beanie or cowl and your seam just will not go straight? No matter what you do, you end up with the diagonal after every round. There is a simple cause to this, and there's also a simple fix. And I'm going to show you how to create that straight seam that you've been trying to achieve, so that when you're working your Fair Isle patterns, it's very simple to follow the chart. So before I begin the tutorial, I just kind of wanted to show you what sometimes your seam may look like when you're working in the round. And I'm going to show you why this occurs, why you end up with this 45-degree angle instead of a straight up and down seam, and then how you can fix this and create an almost invisible seam for your projects. So instead of this diagonal line, what we want to accomplish is this straight line, if you can kind of see it. And I'm going to show you how to create that straight line and how to make your project, or how to make the seam almost invisible. So let's see if I can even find my seam. Here it is. So that it's almost invisible. It's so difficult I can barely even see it. So right down the middle of this flower is my seam, and it's nearly invisible. So you have nice pictures no matter which way you're wearing the beanie. You're not going to have any problems putting it on. So first I'm going to show you how the crooked seam actually occurs. And what happens is, when you join your round, this is the last stitch of my previous round. I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet. Now, they tell you to join the round by inserting your hook into the first stitch of the beginning of the round. And you always slip stitch that to join the round and finish it off. And then it'll tell you to chain one, and then it'll tell you to SC or single crochet around, or whatever the pattern may call for. And when you do that, a lot of times you want to go right into this next stitch. So you end up going right into that next stitch because it's nice and open, and that's where you think you're supposed to go. And what happens is you start creating a stepping effect, a whole 45-degree angle, because every single round you're joining in a new place. You're joining one over, and then you're going to start your next one over, then you're going to join there, then you're going to start the next one over. So you create this 45-degree angle instead of a straight up and down. Easy way to fix that: instead of inserting your hook into the next stitch, you're going to insert it into the same stitch that you joined your round at. So you're going to insert it right in there and create your single crochet. And then when you work all the way around and you go to join your round again, you're going to join right in the same spot, chain one, and then SC single crochet back into that stitch again. So you're just creating a nice stacked straight line. Now that's part one of how to create that straight seam. The second part is how to make it invisible. So we're going to do the stitch again just so you can see it again, and then show you how to make it invisible. So this is our last stitch of the previous round. Just going to single crochet. Now we're going to join our round with a slip stitch into the first stitch of our round. And this is the first part of making your seam invisible. You're going to go against all rules you've been taught about not putting too much tension on your yarn, and you're going to pull it nice and tight and tighten down that slip stitch. Then the next thing you're going to do that is against all rules of crochet is yarn over and chain one, and then you're going to pull that down to where it's almost invisible. Pull, pull, pull. And then you're going to insert your hook into the same stitch that you joined your round and do a regular single crochet. Don't tighten this down. This is your actual stitch. And by tightening down your slip stitch and your chain one, it's going to give the effect of you working a continuous round with no joins. So let's do that one more time so you can see it. So this is my final single crochet of the previous round. I'm going to join it up, and I'm not going to sit here and just yank the whole time. I just yank it enough to get it. You don't have to sit there and try to muscle it down to absolutely nothing. Just pull it tight enough to get it nice and small. And then single crochet and continue on with your pattern. Do that for every single round and you will have a nice straight invisible seam.